Yeah, good to have you once again. I believe we are not just making progress like listening to the next video, but you are applying these principles to yourself already and you are getting results. I would like to read your testimony. Today, let's talk about reading. Uh, Reading for distinction. I won't talk about recalling in this video so that I'll just plate it so that you can lay hands on each lecture and then you can go over it again and know what to expect from there. I want to start by saying reading is all you need. Students, reading is all you need. If you say you don't like to read, well then why are you a student? Reading is all you are expected to do. Reading is all you have to do. Reading is all it takes. TD Jakes says when a student reads and said he doesn't remember, then it's about how he's reading, is the fact. Also, uh, all the effort you need to put is to read. From time, students always say, what we read did not come out, or what the lecturer, or what came out was not what the lecturer taught us. But in the same exam, some students will score distinction, some will have B, and you fail. It makes your excuse non-genuine. I know it's the truth. Don't even start to argue with me. I know you are talking the truth. That they didn't teach you. Yes. Some courses you have like three lecturers teaching them, but it's only one lecturer that will set the exam. And for one reason or the other, one of those lecturers may not teach you. I was in school. But the handout also may not also contain the exam at all. Maybe. But still in that exam, some will still score higher. So it's still on your laps. It still comes down to you and to how you approach it. And why should you be the one that will fail when others actually pass for one reason or the other? What I'm trying to say is that reading is all you need to do. And if you read well and you read right, no matter all the external circumstances, it won't really affect you. Even if at all it's going to affect, it's going to be maybe in one or two courses, and it's going to be to a little percentage or to some percentage, not totally. Especially when you have done right in CA, when it comes to exam, you would easily pass over some things. But today, let's talk about reading. Reading towards exam. There's always students should read ahead, blah blah blah. I did that too. I read ahead. I realized it didn't really help much. Let me give. It's good students read ahead, but that is for knowledge. It will also help in exam, but that's not for exam. Let me give you an example. Before exam, if you are reading and you are telling people that I tried to read, it didn't enter, it didn't enter. When exam starts, you see that the book will start beginning to enter. And that tells you that the mood of reading before exam is different from mood of reading when there is exam. So immediately your exam timetable is out, or you know when to expect your exam, a good student will form their own reading timetable. My own reading timetable, I always do my reading timetable in such a way that the course I have on Friday, uh, or let me say this, if my exam is next week and today is Monday, the exam I have next week Friday will be what I will read on Monday. I'm just giving you a rough estimate. The one I have on Thursday, I'll read it on Tuesday. The one I have on Wednesday, I'll read it on this Wednesday. The one I have on Tuesday, I'll read on Thursday. The one I have on Monday, I'll read on Friday. So the one I have on Monday will not be the first I will read. It will be the last I will read so that I can be current. So by the time I read one I have on Monday, on the next week Monday, this week Friday, then by Saturday, I can go over any of the other ones or this one I'm having on Monday. On Sunday, I am more focused on the one I'm having on Monday. So by the time I finish my exam on Monday, I picked the one I'm having on Tuesday, which I read on Thursday. So, the day I have the exam, what I'm reading is closer. The one I now have next week Friday, which I have read this week Monday, by the time I get to Thursday, I pick it up again. It will be my second contact with it. So you set your own timetable in a way that the exam you have further, you've read it ahead. The one you have closer, you read it closer too. So that, in short, the day you are really reading for that paper will not be your first contact with it. You will have read it like once or twice before that time. I believe it's clear. Should I try again? Now, I have exam. This is a rough estimate. Other factors could come in that will determine how to set your timetable. I have exam Monday, next week Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and today is Monday. The one I have on Friday, I'll read on Monday. So I've read that one on Friday, on Monday. I won't read it again until maybe like the following week, Thursday or Wednesday. But when I pick it again, it will be my second contact with it. Again, that's a rough estimate. I hope you understand. And I'm still saying that reading is all you have to do. Because whatever you have in that course is what you have for life. The day you need your transcript, you will see it there. If you have B in that course, it is B you will have for the rest of your life till you die. If you have D, it is D you will have. So why don't you have B? Why don't you have A? Why do you want to settle for anything? And all you have to do is to read. Listen to me. There's nobody that cannot read. There's nobody that cannot remember. It is the way you are reading. There's no one that cannot understand. It's the way you are reading. No matter your background. And I've told you the things to do initially. Where you are starting from, determine the effort you will inject and the kind of help you will call for. I didn't have money for handouts. I borrowed handouts. So, and I still passed more than those that borrowed my handouts. Everybody that took me through tutorial, I always have higher score than them because I know the game. The guy I told you was having A in all courses. When it comes to literature, I beat him hands down. And it is only in literature that I seek for his help. Because I know he will read all the text and all of that. So, and in literature, I scored the highest score in my school. So, there is no one that can't do well. What you lack just determine the kind of effort you need to put into it. Now, you must read, and reading is hard work. The Bible says, "Not slothful in business, fervent in the spirit, serving the Lord." Romans 12:11. You must read. And it's not about how long, but how well. It's not about how long, but how well. If you want to have good retention, not to recall now, good retention, please don't do night class. Don't do till daybreak. I'm going to give you my own advice. I'm going to say my own. Try and apply it. If it doesn't work, trash it. More often than not, TDB, till daybreak, is just for clout. Is it clout or clout chasing? It doesn't work. It is just because everybody is doing it. It doesn't work. Let's be practical. A student will wake up in the morning and tell herself, "I'm going for till daybreak. I'm going for till daybreak. TDB. I'm going for till daybreak." She will keep telling herself, telling people, that will hinder her from reading all day. She will cook, she will prepare, she will carry food, she will carry socks, she will carry headgear, she will carry wrapper, and go for today break, maybe let's say 9 p.m. or 8 p.m. By the time she walk into school and settle down or wherever they want to do it, 2 hours. The moment you do your first dozing, any other thing you read is not retended. It's not retended. Let me use that English. It's just going through you. Because if you read at night, I give you 2 hours, you'll be feeling sleepy. put your leg inside cold water, you will be feeling sleepy. What if now she will now struggle to read all night? Maybe she start 9 a.m. By 11 she's feeling sleepy. She managed to 12 or 1 a.m. Some if they start 11 a.m. they manage to read till around 2 or 3 a.m. For the rest of the day, of the following day, she will now be sleepy, be dozing. She will be feeling tired. Her body will be warm. I'm using her because it's women that carry book on their head most. She'll be feeling warm and tired and hot and will be sleeping for the rest of the day. Meanwhile, you could pick your book 5 p.m., 6 p.m., 4 p.m., and read till 9 p.m. So you are a student. You don't need to cook. You can just look for something. Or if you are going to cook, it doesn't affect you. Read till around 9 p.m. If it is 7 to 9, if it is 6 to 9, if it is 5 to 9, if it is 4 to 9, if it's 4 to 9, that is 5 hours. If it's 6 to 9, that is 3 good hours. Some may read from 8 to 10 or to 11 p.m. At least you should have a good 3 hours in the night compared to 2 hours in the middle of the night. Now, that's not all. You now sleep around 11, you sleep around 9, you sleep around 10, and you wake up around 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. and you read till 7 a.m. or till 8 a.m. or till 9 a.m. If you wake by 4 and read till 8, that's another 4 hours. Plus the other 3 hours, that's 7 hours. You will have a good sleep. Good sleep is important to retention. And eating also is important to retention. Don't fast during exam. Distinction students don't fast during exam. It is the dull ones that fast. They think by fasting it will be done. If anybody give you fasting, if it is papa, if it is baba, if it is mama, don't do fasting. What you should do is reading. Sleep in and eating will give you good retention. And it doesn't matter what you eat. If it's garri you see, if it is rice, if it is beans, just eat something. And don't read to exam hall. Don't eat to exam hall. Sometimes if I eat, I'll feel sleepy. Read, eat, and sleep. So pay attention to your sleeping. Then read with past questions. Past questions, I don't know about all courses, about all schools, but most of the time, in most places, in fact, if you don't read handout, past question is enough. I combine all these things together and made me succeed in school, especially in university when I don't even attend class. Past questions show you how questions will be asked. How do I know that in literature, if you have 2 African poems, 2 non-African poems, just pick one and study. I already know how the question will be set. I know the kind of question that will be asked. We all know that if your course is introduction to microbiology, they will ask you to define microbiology, and it's going to be number 1 compulsory question. Whatever your lecturer teaches you under microbiology will be the B or the C, and it's going to be a compulsory question. Past questions will tell you that the course title is always converted into exam question. Before I go to exam hall, I used to set questions and I'll be correct. I will set likely questions, and Holy Spirit taught me how to set questions. The course title is always converted to examination and is always number 1 compulsory in section B. So Pastor Young will show you how question is being asked and how to answer it and what to expect. That is when you will see some questions being repeated which you are not being taught. That's why I said all those excuses lecture did not teach me does not always carry weight. You are not being taught, but it's always being repeated. Then you find out, and they tell you they change the syllabus after so year. Then you go to the syllabus of your own year, and you see some some topics that some lectures that some lecturer taught you hurriedly towards the end of the section or towards the end of the semester. They don't teach it all this way. They don't come to class. They just come to class, teach like 3 subjects, just teach it and close. And you see those things they mention hurriedly in exam, my dear, that's what to expect. And you saw those things they teach hurriedly in past questions, expect it. They came to teach you to feel righteousness, but it's always usually towards the end of the semester when you don't go to class again because you're already looking towards exam and you say they didn't teach you, or they just tell you do assignment on this lecture, this page in this handout, and you check the past questions and you find those things there. Oh my dear, look into it the second time. Read with past questions. The next point I want to read with your mates. And I'm going to talk about it in a very practical sense. Number one, tutorials are not for reading, they are for revising. Tutorials are not for reading and they are for revising. Number two, tutorials does not benefit those that are being taught. It benefits the person that is teaching you. That is why you must be active, not passive in tutorials. There is a difference between reading with mates and being taught in a tutorial class. If your mate is teaching you, she's using your head. I didn't say you shouldn't go, but you should just know the facts. If your mate is teaching you, he is using your head. Because you can forget the things that you read. You can forget the things that you listen to. You can even forget the things that you write, that you jot down. But you will hardly forget the things that you say. Now, your colleague now come to you a night, less than 12 hours before the next exam, and is the one looking at the book and defining, looking at the book and explaining. Tell me, when the question comes in the exam hall, how will he forget? You can never forget. So he may not even have go and ask. Those that teach tutorials may not even have read. And if you have not been leading others in tutorial, start it. It will help you. It will help you to retain and to recall. So when you go for tutorials, be active. Don't be passive. Ask questions. Explain. Contribute. Speak. Then reading with mates also avail you information. A student will tell you, so lecturer say we should focus on, and you'll be wondering, I never had that before. When into in class, some students will bring a past question you have never seen before. Some will raise a topic you have never had before. This is funny, but don't laugh. In my university days, if exam is tomorrow, I'll just make a call. What paper are we having tomorrow? They will tell me. Do you have the handout, please? They will say yes. Send the handout to me, soft copy. Then when technology was getting more advanced, so send the soft copy. They will send the soft copy of the handout. But because I'm a ferocious reader, I like to read. I can read that handout that night till daybreak. I will sleep right, and the night I will sleep, I wake up very late the following morning and read. I'll finish reading the handout and I will go and write the exam and I will pass. I will collect past questions. I will do all those. I read within 24 hours towards an exam. For the first contact, I'm not recommending that for you anyway. So one day I got to school. I didn't know that what I was reading was not the question to the exam. Was not the exam we were having. So I saw my mates reading something else. I quickly met them. And that was after that my friend I started working somewhere. And I've also left that area. It was my final years. So our absence really affected me. But I still graduated with 2-1. What's my point? Reading with colleagues will reveal AOC to you, area of concentration, Some information that may be passed in the class that you are not aware of, you will get to know it. Some past question you have never seen, they will have it. They will say their own, you will say your own. And you are not just reading now, you are also listening. It helps, but don't go to there and just be jotting. You jot in class. You jot, those students always have, some of them always have up to date notebook. They jot in tutorial, they jot in class, they jot all the time. But where is the time to even read? So while I recommend reading with mates, let it be for revising and take the lead role. If not, sit down at home and read. Meanwhile, even if you are sitting down at home to read, still find your way among your colleagues because of other reasons. Then, what I said the other time concerning, I want to remember now. I said something concerning TDB. Please, don't say this is the method I've been using. Don't say my mates are going to class. This point was what turned the life of many students who have undergone my teaching around. You will realize that those that sleep in libraries, many of them always fail. Even some of you have complained about it, that you read, you go to night class, you still failed. Two areas people get it wrong: area of tutorial and night class. If you don't do it the way you're supposed to do it, it's going to affect you. I know a student in school, he will go to library. In fact, it will make you to feel as if you have not read. He still failed. His result was not excellent. Let me use that word because he didn't really fail. But his result was not very good. But because people know that he used to go and read, he was just toasting all the girls in the department. He will go to library, sleep in the library. But those of us, not too serious, but they call me, I know I'm a part-time student already in university, they still call me part-time student yet. We still clear everything to the glory of God. So please, put it to use. No matter the exam you want to write, if you've been trying something for long, even if your today break is working, try the one I'm telling you and come back with the report. This is always the turning point for many people in my teaching, and I don't want you to miss it.